Hello, welcome back to the Teed Up Golf Podcast. What a week. The Australians have gone bunter again on the world stage. Steve Allen makes it 3 for the year. And my God, what a win it was. Bradley Mcgill joins me. He drove himself here. He's in a very nice T-shirt with a floral number and a Cobra Puma hat. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah, I got the Puma first major of the year.
It was.
Rocking
great.
it. Yeah, no, it's a good kit. I'm happy with it. So, yeah, no, driving duty's back today. So it was nice to... head on down the highway and just cruise, fat arming it, windows down. Just cruising, playing a bit of two-huck.
Lock up your borders. But if you do want to see what Bradley is wearing, of course, our YouTube channel is up and going. We put a lot of effort into it. So if it's free to subscribe, head over to Teed Up Pod on YouTube and you can see us in the studio here at Clubby Sports HQ. Now, one thing I would tune in for is to see this man on the big screen, and that is Johnny from Johnny's Golf Shop. The voice of Australian golf. Great, man. How are you?
It keeps getting, these introductions keep getting grander, but I'm good. But Brad, we're talking about the first major of the year.
Yeah.
How early is too early to start talking about? If we know we're talking about, like Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I think July is the appropriate start date to start playing that. Mm-hmm. We're still like 9 months out from the Masters 2026.
Yeah, it's the next one.
Who are we picking?
Justin Rose. Justin Rose. Steve Allen. Who knows? Big shout out, though, to our friends at Golf Ball. Oh, Beatos is back before. Beatos is back on the decks.
Hello,
the audio issues are solved because one man with the best rig in Australian golf is here. Mate, welcome back.
He's been in the gym.
How are we? He's a BV gun.
Yeah.
The BV gun. It's good to have you back in, but we've got the crew in here today. And, of course, we're here because of our friends at Golf Box. Without them, we'd be absolutely cooked. Now, last week, I spoke about the Swing Logic SLX hybrid mini launch monitor, and I don't think I did it enough justice because I didn't bring it in here with me, and I spoke about how small it was. This is the size of it. If you're looking on YouTube.
What about this thing?
Yeah, no, you know about that, Bradley. But the SLX fits in the palm of your hand. If you're looking on YouTube, look, this is a iPhone. That is the size difference. It is absolutely tiny. Has a little LCD screen there. You can take it out on course. You can use it at the driving range. You can use it at home, in your backyard, in your shed, whatever you've got. Has a little flick stand there. Pairs to your phone, and you can get all your data that you need. It's got your distance, your ball speed, your club head speed, your on-course GPS. So if you're playing in a cart that doesn't have that functionality, just strong magnet on the back that you can see there, Johnny, and that just pins up there. So you can get those at Golf Box for $349 and have your own little sim in your backyard. I've set the iPad up and hit a few balls today. Put a video out later in the week, just doing a little bit of a review. But yeah, really incredible. Quite accurate as well. Used it on multiple holes last week when I had a social round. So head over to Golf Box. They've got everything you need to fill up your wardrobe, especially a bit hotter here in Melbourne at the moment, Brad.
Yeah, 19 today. It's actually quite
Beautiful
nice.
day. Would have got sunburn if I went outside.
Q, can you take that anywhere where there's space? Like if you were to go to the beach, if you were to in the farm.
You just put it down 4 yards behind or 4 or 5 yards from where you're hitting. Pair it to your phone or whatever device you like. You can pair it to your MacBook, your iPad, whatever device you've got, and you can just hit balls. You can take this away with the boys on a boys trip and have a long drive contest into the water if you're staying somewhere near the beach. So, yeah, very, very versatile little number here, the SLX mini hybrid launch monitor from Golf Box. So, very happy with that. Now, what a week. Justin Rose gets it done. Huge. Unbelievable. That is the goal. That is why, that is the pinnacle of PGA Tour golf this year. Take out the majors, the playoff down the stretch, good golf rewarded. Like, what, 4 birdies in his last 5 holes to make the playoff, Justin Rose, and then a unbelievable
come from so far behind down the finishing straight. Mate. And it was just you. No one, I don't know. I didn't give him a chance. I think at 14 he was 3 shots behind, and then that 5-hole stretch of birdies. But for him to chase down JJ Spaun, who we'll also get to, but what a win. And then the other storyline as well is just the, Tommy with the C word. Let's just call it as it is. That was a choke job. That's another storyline that is there. But guys, like I said, great watching all year. Big names rising to the top. I think this is also something to say about JJ Spaun's year of establishing himself.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it. Seeing, we'll talk about Tommy right now, Tommy Fleetwood. It's actually getting heartbreaking now to see what he does. He made that awesome video earlier in the week, Dear Golf, he's resetting, doing all that.
Yeah. Playing left-handed.
Honestly, I thought he was going to win. Going into Sunday, I put up the poll and it was about a 50-50 vote from our crew out there. And I was like, we had over 150, a couple hundred people voted on it. And I honestly thought he was going to win. That putt on 17, he was never making that putt. Just the way he looked over it, he looked hesitant and didn't make the putt. Good of him to do some media afterwards.
Oh yeah, you talk about it.
He's going to win. You're throwing shots, you'll get the job done. But yeah, my heart breaks for him. I love Tommy Fleetwood. He's probably in my top 5 golfers to watch, and just character-wise, he seems like a superstar. But what do you reckon, Brad? You've watched a lot of golf. You watched a lot of Tommy Fleetwood. Pretty heartbreaking for him.
It was. And like I thought early on that back 9, like up to 15, he looked really, really good. And I thought, yeah, he's home. He just looked confident, was aggressive. And then he got to 16, the par 5. Obviously, that second shot went long. And then the chip shot was quite average after the drop. And just the way he played it, I thought was quite average. Like it was very risky and very sort of aggressive. It wasn't really softly played like it should have been. So that was like the first sort of cross. You're like, he's getting a bit nervous here. Like he hasn't got the soft touch. He's quite firm with it. And then the putter from off the green was probably the play. Made a good par there. Or I'd say a bad par, but a good save.
Oh, yeah.
And then gets on 17. And then after you hit that tee shot, I know it was a little bit awkward, that second shot, the 7 or 8 iron around the trees. But he just took so long. Just so long over it.
Yep.
And then you could just see that he was taking such a long time. He had 8 iron out for most of it. Then all of a sudden switches to 7.
7 iron, yep.
And then, from there, you could see it unraveling. Like you could see it happening before it happened. And then he obviously missed that putt on 17. It was basically done. And then he hits it in the bunker after that. On 18.
He didn't hit a fairway on 18 all weekend.
Yeah, he was no good.
Weekend long.
That is such a good hole.
Great hole, mate. The playoff hole.
The way Justin Rose played that with the driver.
So perfect.
I don't know.
Every time he hits the same spot every time.
It's just a smart move. Like if you've the way he swings a golf club, he doesn't really have that hook or that left miss, so he can trust that he's not going to go too far left. So he can take the water out of play most times, except for that one that was close.
Yeah.
And have a lob wedge in. And take the bunkers out of play. Like I thought he played it the best out of the
absolutely.
whole.
So I would like to highlight that if you listen the first time to play 18 before the playoffs, it was the conversation with his caddy. He's like, "I like driver for you today. This is setting up for your driver." Mm-hmm. I'm fairly sure the rounds 3, 2, and 1, he used mini driver off that tee.
Yep.
So that was like a go decision for you've got the right support around you. Yep. Let's come back to Tommy. It's like. The guy's done it 7 times in the DP World Tour. He's won the race to Dubai.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He's closed it out on the biggest stage before, but all of a sudden he's gone to the US, to the PGA Tour. And we've seen him in these positions as well. You talk about having the 8 iron in his hand for the longest time, then swapping to a 7 iron. All he needed to do was fade it, and he just didn't. Is there something that he needs to potentially change up in him in his pre-shot routine? And that's the same thing at Travelers when I know Keegan Bradley absolutely Keeganed him. He was just making putts from everywhere else. But on that last hole, I think it was like swapping between a 9 and a pitching wedge. It was just So what's that process?
It just didn't look right. Like it seems like when other caddy player duos go with it, it looks like there's a lot more conviction, and it didn't seem like there was much conviction either way. It seemed like if he picked the 7 or the 8, he wasn't going to be completely happy either way.
Yeah,
where you can hear I think it's Craig Fucci, Rose's caddy. Like you can hear the way that he was sort of like the really strong affirmations and strong words.
Yeah.
Like
I like
such
it,
a big difference.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Tommy maybe it just could be a come from behind win.
Yeah, maybe he's not the guy. He's the guy to chase and hunt it down.
And you've seen it like in that US Open when he had the 7 or 8 under in the final round. I think it was Aaron Hills almost got up, and then a couple of the other wins. He sort of, I think with Rory when he took him down in Europe, one of the big events in Dubai, like they were sort of neck and neck. It wasn't sort of Tommy's tournament to lose like it has been the last couple of weeks. So maybe that's how he gets his first one, and then he can go from there.
Tommy's time will come.
Exactly right. Look, I'd be happy to be Tommy Fleetwood.
But all the roses to pardon the pun to Justin Rose. That was what a year he's
a killer, man. When he gets inside, like once he gets his putter going.
God,
watch out for Jay Rose at 45, 46
the oldest European to win on the PGA Tour in something like 40 years. So that's a great thing. And he's had a sneaky good. I know since the Masters he sort of missed cuts in 40ths around there. Yeah. But he had a T6 or the standalone 6 at the Scottish. T16 at the Open. So you love to see it. Great coming into the Ryder Cup. Great form for that one.
Yeah, definitely in now. Like, there's no question. Justin
Rose
Rose is in it. If he does go on to win the FedEx Cup playoffs, he becomes the second player to ever win it twice, or Rory and Tiger. So he joins some illustrious company. Former world number 1 for
because he famously won it. He famously won it the year that Tiger won the event when it used to be different.
He did.
Was that like the last? Was that the last one?
Maybe the last year was the old format.
Yeah,
but the format is what it is. Like Rory chooses not to play the first round. Is it broken, boys?
Yep. Well, it is.
Well, yeah, but I also don't blame Rory for it. It's just like
it's not his fault. The option's there.
If you can start next week without having to start this week, Yeah, I'll take that.
I guess it's the same with like the AFL finals a little bit. Like it's probably going to bite Collingwood in the backside. It sort of looks like, but like they've been resting players for a little bit, and like sort of they've been resting players and taking it easy because they've got themselves in the position. So if Rory wants to do something similar to that in the golf scene because he can, why not?
Yeah,
But-
don't blame someone for taking.
It's
a
not
drop.
his fault, but
Nah.
it is a flawed system. Like the best, if you qualify, it should be a mandatory. You're playing like
I like one of the people come out and said that you can cut like if you have the 70-man field and then the top 50 in the tournament go through.
yeah.
So it's not
Play your way in every week rather
yeah.
than you've got to play your way out.
Yeah, there's this whole thing of like where are you in the scoreboard versus in relative to where are you in the FedEx Cup scoreboard.
Yeah.
What if I present this to you rather than we talk about the PGA Championship sort of being like doesn't do anything for it. You know, FedEx. What if the FedEx Cup became like the last major, or the PGA Championship became something like this, a year-long tour like run? To be like, hey, qualify in the top 70, and then maybe we don't have to do 3 weeks worth of stuff. Maybe we can cut it down into a 2-week tournament, and then the top 35 or the top 50 advance to that one.
Well, I like there was an idea that I've seen like a few things on Instagram where you give out the winner. So Scotty Scheffler's the winner, like wins the minor premiership they do in football.
Yeah.
So he wins that in the regular season. Then you go into the playoffs and it's just a clean slate. And as I said, like
qualify for the playoffs,
exactly.
then you got a chance to win the tour.
Yeah.
Like on Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, love that. We'll chat about the Aussies now. Min Woo, obviously just qualified for this week. 68 does not qualify. You got to be in the top 50. Jason Day, T56.
He qualifies on FedEx points. On FedEx points.
I think he's 37th in the top 50.
Yeah,
to qualify.
44.
He slipped. He was 37th at the start of the week. He slipped. Cam Davis does not qualify, and Ryan Fox gets in at T50. So the great thing about what the top 50 does in the FedEx Cup, for those who don't know, is qualifies you for all the signature events the following year, and then also the majors as well. So the good thing for Foxy is he's got himself a start in every major next year, same as J Day.
Can't wait for Jaden to play 8 events.
And Ricky Fowler fell in. He was 50th, which is awesome for him because
he played well.
He played very
well.
quite well the week before as well.
Absolutely.
So,
come in hitting form at the right time.
Yeah.
It's better when Ricky Fowler's
and he's working with Butch Harmon as well at the moment.
He's come back to the Butch.
Yeah, which is the best version of Ricky Fowler.
Yeah. But great to see him do that. But what did you guys think? Min Woo Lee, final round, finished in 2 hours, 10 minutes playing solo. I know he gassed it all week. Like he had +8 for first round or something like that. Like was never a chance of doing anything good. But we know Min Woo Lee is mercurial. He could have gone and shot 8 or 9 under final round and, finished the year in the right way. What do you think of him finishing off just by zooming through and getting out of there to go home? What do you think of that, bro?
I don't know. I think it's a hard thing to comment on if you haven't been in the position. Like, I don't know what it would feel like. And I don't know the situation exactly, whether he could have done anything to continue his season. But I mean, I think just for playing it to the end, I just think that
that's what I mean. For a guy like Min, who's obviously had a indifferent year, like he got his first win. Major record was pretty horrendous. Like I think
outside of the win, it was a pretty shit year. Let's be honest.
It was, but if he looks on it, and goes, "That's you ever had my win." Like that's probably what his goal was. Went on the PGA Tour.
He finished it with 2 hours 10 rounds.
2 hours 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck now. Season's over. Let's go to holiday.
Unless it was sort of like the Wesley Bryan thing where he tried to Wesley Bryan but like 1 hour 30 minutes.
I don't know. I'm wondering if he had like his little film crew there and he's trying to do it for content or something.
Mate, didn't you see Grant Horvath can't film in PGA Tour events, mate?
Yeah, I don't
film behind the
I don't
ropes.
know. I just
I doesn't sit well with me.
I don't know where he is at the moment. Because he skipped the Scottish and
just
did a few. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is he sort of like in a smaller way of what Rory's like after Rory won his major? Like, there was the build up for Min to win the event. Is he a bit flat off that?
I reckon
maybe he needs a break.
He's been a bit injured, to be honest.
But there's been nothing spoken.
Since his win, 49th in the Masters, 61, 51 cut.
No, but has there been any talk about him being injured?
No, I tried to get something out of Peaky when I had Peaky on pre-open, but no, he said he was going to play with good the next day with Min. So
cool.
Yeah, interesting, but we'll see what 2026 holds for Min Woo. It'll be great to see him come out, play the Oz Open, Oz PGA.
I wonder if he's playing the European events.
Yeah.
Reset, go again for next year. Like last year, he finished really strong. There was a bunch of like seconds and thirds as well there. So we know he's like he can sustain it if he needs to. He's got that win. like, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not easy to win the tour. Let's see what, I'm probably one of his biggest critics.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's going to have to play his way into a few of the majors next year now without finishing in the top 50. So
Well, he misses his signature events now, does he? Or does he get him? Because he's
I'm
won.
not sure. I'm not sure whether his Houston Open gets him some stuff.
I think it'll get him stuff.
Yeah,
for
I think it'll
sure.
get him
I don't
stuff.
think you win and don't get anything. But yeah, interesting finish to the year for Min. Very excited to see the second lot of the FedEx Cup playoffs this week. Live Golf. So playoff week it was. Live Golf Chicago was unbelievable. 3-way playoff between Dean Burmester, John Rahm, and how do you pronounce this guy's name, Bradley? You're very good at that. Ballester.
Yeah, I'd say Jose Ballester.
Jose Ballester. All finished three at 9 under par. And then
I think Johnny's probably better. What would you say, Johnny?
yeah.
Josela Ballester.
Okay, so it's just
Taking a piss there.
Someone said that in the cafe this morning when we were pouring their latte. But Burmester started the final round with a 2-shot lead, bogeyed the first 3 holes, gathered himself, was all slipping away, and then he said his head was nowhere, which we all know that feeling when you sort of lose your concentration in a round of golf. But he credited his caddy Jason keeping him locked in. He said he's had a bit going on in his personal life, so to get the win on 18 in a playoff with top 10 player in the world on his day, and John Rahm, and a young up-and-comer, was awesome. And it was the clean sweep by the Stinger GC. They had to do it again. So just minutes after the win, Stinger GC had a team playoff against Torquay GC. And Louis Oosthuizen, who's the captain of Stinger, nominated Charles Schwartzel and Brendan Grace, who both birdied 18 in the playoff, both clutch approach shots. He nominated those 2 boys to go and play the playoff hole, which just had the individual winner go out and do it, and then you would have thought he would have chosen
I reckon
Burmy.
that's smart. I
thought
rate
it was
that.
pretty. But the average Joe would be like, "Oh, that guy's just won. We'll put him out there."
But I think he'd be so just
done
after
for the
winning.
day.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, unbelievable. Inside 6 feet for Grace, and Swartz will hit it to tap in range. That ends a 31 event drought for Stinger GC. Last time they swept was the inaugural Live London event back in 2022, where Schwartzel won that one too. So pretty cool by Louis to not nominate himself. He's still a gun, Louis Oosthuizen, but yeah, easy decision, he said. Clearly the right call, both delivered under pressure. The final round charge, Team Torquay made a late charge, 9 under overall final round for 6 holes combined. Mitu Pereira, who's on the we're going to talk about him in a moment, made 4 birdies in the last 5 holes to help force the playoff, which is promising for him. He really needs to hit his straps, especially in the last event this week in Indianapolis. Best finish in 19 events, so he's fighting that relegation that we just mentioned. Ballester, just his 5th live event, nearly took the title. He's a 21-year-old from Spain, handled the pressure really well. Like Johnny Rahm's probably his idol. Grew up probably idolising him being Spanish and 21, so he would have got prime like when he was full golf nerding at like 14, 15, 16, 17.
I don't know, is he really a golf nerd? Because when I saw him wearing long black socks and white shoes, he's not a golf nerd.
You're filthy about that, aren't you?
Oh, look,
You're just jealous you
Go
can't
on,
pull that.
Bradley, off you
can't
go.
pull that
I mean,
look
I'm never going to say I'm a
He's written here,
fashion...
viewer warning should be...
Exactly, there should be a viewer warning. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fashionista, or I'm not a...
No, you're definitely
I'm
not.
definitely not. And I wouldn't even say I'm a real golf traditionalist, but just from pure just looking at it, just looks horrendous.
God.
Like black socks
If
halfway
I-
up your leg with white shoes.
Mate,
like,
he's playing on the live tour, nearly winning events. I think he can do what he
yeah.
wants.
yeah, I know, but it still looks bad.
I reckon if I was going to play against you in match play, I'd get inside your head by just changing my socks out to black.
It's
Oh,
hard
God.
in socks,
Oh,
black
It's hard to
shoes.
see the colour of your socks in the bush, Johnny.
Bang, bang. But no, he handled it really well. The individual championship race is down to 2. We spoke about Bryson at Neiman versus Rahm last week, but now it is just down to those 2 lads in Rahm and Neiman. Joaquim leads Johnny Rahm by 12.27 points. So we'll chat about that in this week's preview, which is going to be box office. If you haven't watched much Live Golf, it's on 7+, and you'll be able to see 2 bulls going at it this week. They've both had great years. The lock zone and relegation, so there were some big moves in the top 24 lock zone. Harold Varner III jumped to 18th after a bogey-free 65 in the final round. Thomas Peters, who everyone's just stopped talking about in the world of golf, is up to 20th. Tyrrell Hatton and Dustin Johnson fell out of the top 24. DJ started really well, but just fell apart. And Tyrrell Hatton, we all thought that he was going to, dominate Live Golf this year, sort of as Waco has done, but he's fallen away a little bit in that space, but still will play Ryder Cup. Like, he's still ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I think he's basically locked in.
I think he stays locked in. And then in the drop zone, like drama, so the wild card, Po Lee moved out with the tied 13 finisher. He jumps in. Mitu Pereira climbs to 49th out of 54th where he was. Needs more points this week, so pretty much needs like a top 20 to avoid that drop zone. Best mates with Waiko like we spoke about last week. So it'll be interesting to see how brutal they're going to be, these Live Golf teams. Like there was something you sent me the other day about the Majestics, how all three captains are pretty much in the firing zone to maybe be moved on, but I don't think they're all going to fire each other, Brad.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, very interesting, but great week. AK, Big Anthony Kim watch. We've spoken about him a few times. Final round 66 was the best, matches his best since his return.
He had a pretty good round,
golf.
I reckon, in the first or second round as well. I think maybe second round might have even been decent as well.
68 or 9, I
yeah,
think he
it was
shot.
just a bad first round he had. No, he's definitely showed some signs.
Yeah, so it's good for AK. Like, you know, it's good for golf. And, like, well, we think it is anyway. Some
hope he
people
gets,
who
I hope
hates
he
Live
gets
golf
another,
don't, but
hope he gets another year. I don't know what the go is with that, but I hope he does.
I think he deserves one. Like, actually, he hasn't really done much for Live Golf, like in terms of promo or anything. Like when he first came, eyes all on AK, but since then he's just sort of been in the shadows.
I mean, but if you look at the leaderboard, it's just like, hey, would you rather have AK or like let's say, you know, like no offense to Andy Ogletree, but would you rather watch Andy precisely, right?
Yeah, correct.
So it's just like it costs them nothing to keep him there. You
Yep.
just keep him there
Oh,
on the off chance that it's like out of nowhere.
They almost owe it to him a little bit. They pulled him out of the
I
doldrums.
think another year. He's got to have another year, and then if he doesn't really show anything like he has in the first few years, then maybe it's sort of like, no, sorry. But even if they get him on for another year and say, look, you're actually a part of the standings, like 100%. If you get dropped, you're dropped.
Put him on the Majestics. God, it's like it's not the Majestic. Like the Majestic could do any worse.
Maybe him joining a team could help him too.
Yeah,
Potentially.
rather than just traveling. He travels with his wife and his daughter.
And just
like,
playing by himself, like maybe he
stays
could
on his
sort
own,
of,
yeah.
maybe being a part of the team would be good.
Yeah, no, it was, and one more thing too, the 16th sweep. So the sweep, both team and individual titles, the 16th time in Live Golf that the team and the individual winner have been from the same thing. So that's pretty cool as well. Which, you know, obviously this year or last year with Ripper and Leash earlier this year. Ripper and Leash got it done, and Bryson and the Crushers have both won titles in Korea. So, yeah, awesome. Really looking forward to the final individual week for Live Golf this week, which we'll preview later on in the potty. But, yeah, everything's going good with the Live Golf boys.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, there was a good winner on the DP World Tour.
There was,
Nice Scottish
yes.
lad.
Grant Forrest. He got a four shot win over Englishman Joe Dean. So he had a birdie on the par 5 fourth, and then along with some sort of mistakes from the chasing pack, he just opened up a 5-shot lead and never looked back. Had like a 6-7 shot lead for most of the back 9, and then finished with a very ugly double bogey on the last to win by 4. What are you laughing at?
Did you see, because they obviously played on a Trump golf course at the Nexo.
Oh, yes.
Did you see the FaceTime and that Grant Forrest did with President Donald Trump? Middle of Donald Trump's round of golf.
Yes, there was
It was the most
Instagram
uninspiring presidential address of all time. I'm very proud of you. You're a very strong golfer. Anyway, I'm going to go play. He's out. Me and my friends all stopped and watched.
While we're on Trump, before I go to some other results, while we're on Trump, Trump International, what a golf course.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
I can't wait to get Micha back in to talk about that course because it looks sick.
And he even said he's sort of happy to be done. Like, it was brutal. And he said they didn't even play off the back tees. He said they was like further back tees with the weather. It was just like
Micha finished top 10 for those.
Yeah,
home as well.
that's going to come up in my second half of my notes.
I was going to say there's a bit of excitement moving
still
here in
does.
this podcast room.
Best friends.
Ex-best friend. Yeah.
Jesus. It was an incredible golf course. What I liked about it is it had like sort of a US Open-y sort of thick rough if you miss a fairway feel to it. Like a lot of links courses, like I know when I went to the Open, like they seem to almost blend into other holes and there's a little bit in the middle, but it's not too bad. Yeah, where this one it was like, you know, it seemed like none of the holes joined together and if you missed, you were into some absolute bush. Sort of reminded me a little bit of like some of the links courses down our way.
Yeah.
Like some of the tough links courses, like a Portsea.
Yeah.
Like just the way that how like if you missed a fairway it was just thick.
Like 13th
gunge.
beach.
Yeah, exactly.
On the beach course, yeah.
So that was a really, really cool golf course. But yeah, a couple of finishes. My guy, Eddie Pepperell, big Eddie Pepperell fan. He finished tied 10th.
He's not a fan of yours.
I don't care. It was great. It was a great result considering he sort of got a start on the main tours. He's been on the secondary tour for most of the year.
Too good a player.
And I would say he is one of the best like in terms of where he is as a golfer normally compared to his links golf, he'd be one of the best. Like his links record compared, he's just unbelievable on links golf courses, and he shows that again. Obviously rocking up in this one and finishing T10, and then Micha obviously finished tied 10, which is his best result since a T8 in January at the Dubai Desert Classic.
Yeah, Micha needed it, didn't he?
And he's had to obviously change a coach, and it's been probably a pretty hard sort of few months for him. So it was definitely a good result, and to him, like that's his style of golf. That tough links style of golf is what suits him. And then with the changes in his golf swing, like he's hitting the ball a lot higher, and it's for him to be able to, I guess, make the changes in his golf swing, but then still be able to control his ball flight and play that links golf that he's so good at. Big result, big confidence booster for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very happy for him.
And then
Elvis Smiley tied 31st. Jay Scrivener 42nd. Kabori, Gale, Coletta all missed, and Danny List all missed the cut this week. We've got a cool list of players coming through the DP World Tour, like young guys, like having Anthony Quayle on the pod for an interview last week. I personally think it's one of the better interviews, just in terms of what he's done in the game. I think it's very underrated in Aussie golf, like going over to Japan for 6-7 years. He's only a young guy. He's still not even 30 yet. But him joining like Elvis, joining Micha, joining Kabori, who's obviously a Kiwi, like Dan Gale, he's playing well enough over there to try and keep his card. You get Peaky over there next year. Like, it's going to be very cool for us Aussies to watch the DP World Tour. And then you chuck in, obviously, your Jason Scriveners, and who knows what the Live guys will be able to do with the DP World Tour next year and beyond.
Then you got Q School as well, if any of our boys can get through that.
And obviously the winners from Order of Merit from 25 and 26 will get their card. So I think it's great how we're just feeding that tour, and we're starting to get a bit more relatability for us watching it. You're not just turning it on watching Poms and people from all over the globe. You can actually watch our up-and-coming guns like Elvis and Micha, and those boys, put their fork in the ground, which is cool. Speaking of Aussie golf, very, very big couple of months, couple of majors in there, multiple wins. Now, I think it's time that we do our Aussie golf power rankings. So what that means for those at home is we're just going to rate our top 10 golfers, men, women, Champions Tour, DP World Tour, based on their form this year on their respective tours and what the impact that they're having, I guess, on the Aussie golf landscape. We've had a bit of conjecture, but we'll debate a couple. But I think we'll start at number 10 and work our way down to our number one player for the 2025 season. At number 10, I have Minwoo Lee, so the 10th best Aussie golfer for the 2025 season. He made he got his first win, which I think was his goal for the year, changing caddy, changing body composition, doing a bit of work in the gym from what I have seen and heard. Got the flair, got the game, just needs the consistency now, Minwoo, but he just scrapes in at number 10. If I had done it after the weekend, I would have had him maybe at 11. What do you got at 10, Brad?
I've got Jason Day at 10.
Okay.
His highlights are, tied 8th at the Masters, tied 23rd at the US Open, so a couple of solid results in the majors. Yep. He's obviously made the FedEx Cup top 50 so far, so, number 10 for me, Jason Day.
I've got I'll just jump in with the Minwoo. It's just like, he hasn't made my top 10, and actually, spoiler alert, no PGA player has made my has made my top 10. Okay, so I've gone with a lot more recent form, and like Minwoo, absolutely awesome that he did. But my thought was if you were to put him, if you went over to Live to join the Ripper team, does he displace anyone there? I go nah, I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so. But anyway, Mark Leishman's number 10 for me.
I
know it's tough. The body of work is the past sort of.
I'm not going to say
months.
much until I hear the rest of your list.
Got a good start. Only Aussie to make the cut at both the US and the Open. So other than that, I think the win carries a lot of weight for him. But the last 5 live events, 6 live events was a couple 40th and 50th. Yeah. So it's just sort of we know he can win. Let's see more consistency out of him. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 9. Carver Lips for me. Obviously got his rookie season, had a pretty good year. Didn't disgrace himself at all. Obviously got his win at the Puerto Rico Open. Had a hole-in-one last week at the Wyndham. Didn't make it to the FedEx Cup playoffs, but I'd say his goal was probably to just get a few starts on the main tour. Got his win at Puerto Rico, probably a tournament that he sets up for him to win. That lesser tournament, the secondary tournament on the PGA Tour, sets himself up for the main tour next year. And yeah, number 9 for me for the year. I think Carl's hasn't disgraced himself at all. Hopefully he comes back and plays the Aussie stuff.
I've gone with Steph Kyriakou for my number 9.
Yep, solid.
I think that if you look at her stats, they're very similar to Jason Day's with the amount of top 10s and her results in majors. She didn't really get a win, but yeah, she was pretty solid. So yeah, she's number 9 for me, Steph Kyriakou.
Can I interest you guys in a Cassie Porter at number 9, first year in the LPGA Tour, 2 top 10s, 14 starts. We talk about like having a good start to the season. And yeah, Carl Phillips would have probably been the PGA player to sneak in for me, but for me, Cassie, I think that's a passing mark for me.
Okay. 2 guys winning on the PGA Tour.
Yep.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, no, I don't. I disagree. I disagree
Anyway,
strongly.
no. Hey, this is an opinion game.
Yeah, it is.
I got Leash at number 8. Obviously back in form. One at Miami, and then only else did he make the cut. Played a couple of majors. Back when we had him on the pod last year, he wasn't sure if he'd ever play major golf again. So it's cool to see him out there, and he's great when he's over the ditch in London, over in the UK playing golf. It's good to see Leash back there. He'll be back here to play the Aussie stuff at the end of the year, and I reckon he's a sneaky watch at Royal Melbourne.
For sure.
Which will set up for him nicely, and he'll have his family out watching. So yeah, Leash at number 8 for me for the year.
I've got Lucas Herbert at number 8.
Yep.
He won in Asia, won the New South Wales Open, and he's 11th in the live standing. So yeah, for me, number 4 to number 8 on my list, there's not much between them. It's hard to sort of break it up.
Coin, yeah.
But he's number 8 for me at the moment.
Kelsey Bennett over in the LET.
Yeah, she's had a great year.
I think she's only missed 3 cuts from 14 starts.
First year over there.
First year over there. She's sitting 24th in the order of merit. I think top 15 gets it done. And there's enough events there that she could pretty much go to the LPGA. So yeah, good on her. And I think shout out to Kirsten Rudgley as well. She was 26 on the order of merit. So those 2 girls absolutely flying the flag well in the LET.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. That'll be the next ones over there to the LPGA Tour. At 7, I've got J Day. Similar things to you, mate. Just just keeps getting it done to a decent level. Or it's just a solid PGA Tour player.
Yeah, I've got Elvis Smiley at number 7.
Yep.
Obviously won the Oz PGA, which is one of the 2 big events in our country. Won the Order of Merit in Australia, and then he made the cut at the PGA.
Yep.
So yeah, not a bad year for him. So number 7 for me for Elvis.
Watch him next year when he's a bit stronger.
Lucas Herbert, for me. So,
Nice.
Man, play like a man possessed, trying to get those after you got that snub from the PGA.
He's dropped off a little bit lately.
Yeah, that was probably why he's probably fallen the rankings a little bit. But yeah,
I got him a little bit higher. I got him at 6, Herbie.
Yep.
Yeah, for those exact reasons. Game at the start of the year was trending really well, and he hasn't disgraced himself at all. He was up there again this week at Live, but sort of fell away late. But yeah.
I've got Carl Phillips at 6 for me.
Love it.
I just think winning's important, and a rookie win's massive. So yeah,
Nice.
Cam Smith, 6 for me. I know you take the major forms out of it.
Did not make my list.
Did not make mine either. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's the power of opinions, right? You take majors out of it, which I guess like a lot of
Winning's
pretty much,
overrated.
yeah, winning's overrated. He's carried the Ripper team. 10, 7, 13, 23, 7, 5, 9. Like we talk about a guy that's a captain's performance there. So I think Cam Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
So hang on a second. Let's just back.
Yeah, come on.
Hang on. So you've got
You got Leash and Herbie at 10th and 11th in the standings, but Cam's
at
carrying
17th and Cam's but then also Leash has made cuts in majors. Cam's missed all of them, and Cam's ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you look at what Cam's contributed to Ripper GC
Okay.
from a points perspective, I'm basing that on that.
Cam's got a video of you doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Number 5, I've got Adam Scott. Had a great year. Was up there in the first time he's missed the FedEx Cup playoffs in a long time. His form's not far off. Still got the best swing in the game. He's up there in the majors. Like he's just always rearing his head, Scotty. And I don't know, I just think top 5 for him. He's sort of carrying the bag for Aussie golf on the PGA Tour. He's still the figurehead. Like they go buntu when he announces he's coming back to play the Oz Open and Oz PGA. He's still headlining it at the ripe old age of 43, is he? 44?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So Adam Scott for me at 5.
All right, so we're talking about Adam's like
Well,
my boy's not winning and Adam Scott's got
I've not got Adam Scott in my top 10
Yeah.
because he hasn't recorded the top 10 all year.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a no for me. And me and him we've spent we've walked the fairways together.
Yeah.
One day. So I'm not gonna rip him if I don't have to. So yeah, no, he's not making my list. What number are we up to?
Number 5.
5.
I've got Minwoo Lee at number 5. As I said, his year is disappointing, and I guess after sort of elaborating on him a little bit more earlier in the pod, I'm not too sure if as I said, it's a bit murky 4 to 8, but rookie win is so important, such a big thing for him.
Yep.
And it was a decent event. It wasn't sort of like the Carl Phillips one, which was a bit of a weaker field. It was a solid enough event. So yeah, number 5, Minwoo.
Nice.
I'm calling a late audible here just off the back of an Australian win over the weekend. So I'm having 5 at Hannah Green, who I don't think has had that bad of a year. Her last 2, obviously, KPMG, and her last 2, the Evian and the Open, didn't make the cut, and 60 at KPMG. And Minji Grace took all the headlines there, but 3 top 10s this year, T12 for the U.S. Women's Open, compared to last year where she won 3 times. Everything's going to seem like all in relative, and I just don't think she's had that bad of a year that we've actually made it out to be. So I think she's doing all right.
Make your list, Q.
No, she didn't.
Didn't make my list either.
No, I've got Steph Kyriakou in at 4. She's a great player, Steph. Like, probably should have had a major win last year at the Evian when she got rolled under there. But just a few top 10s this year, which is great for her. Tied 8th at the Open, tied 14th at the Amundi Evian a couple of weeks ago. The Americas Open, tied 5th. Black Desert Championship 6th. T-Mobile Match Play in 5th. So, Steph, she's 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
World's her oyster. I think she's...
First full year in the LPG, I think full
without any issues getting into events.
Yeah.
So second year with the ticket, but it's the first full year with full playing rights.
Yeah.
Obviously with runners up in a major, get you that. But yeah, I think Steph's had a great year and women's golf's flying. Obviously, I'm sort of alluding to where my top 2 or 3 go. But
I'll co-sign you at Steph at 4. I've got that at 4.
Nice.
I've got Mark Leishman at 4.
Love it. Love your Leish.
Yeah, as I said, he made both cuts in the 2 majors he played in. Oh, there you go. So yeah, he played. Both made both cuts in the majors he played in, and then he's had a win. So that's a couple of big ticks for me. So yeah, number 4, Leish.
Yep. Well, Stephen Allen is a number 3 for me. He joins Aussie Greats with his 3rd Champions Tour win. I'm so pumped for him. He's a guy who grew up in the back streets of Berwick, Montuna, where the men are men. Mm-hmm. The sheep are nervous, and he's a very tough man. He seems like a guy. I think we're going to get him on the pod to have a chat in good time about his career. But he won the Dix a couple of weeks ago. He won the Galera Classic at Mission Hills. And what did he win? What major did he win?
No major, just won again on the weekend.
Yeah, he won again on the weekend.
And he chased down Ernie Els as well, which is like no mean feat.
I co-sign you with Steve Allen at 3. It's just like the crop of the current Champions Tour. Juan Miguel Jimenez, Patty Harrington, like these are big names that still do it on the PGA. So yeah, Steve Allen 3, huge.
I don't know, Champions Tour for Aussie, you boys though. I know you used to a little bit guilty because I saw your list before he won, and you both didn't have him on. Oh, Johnny had him at 10, or I
had him with a question mark at the bottom of my list.
So he's jumped up a long way with today's
result.
We're
calling audibles, man. We're mobile.
True.
Mate, he hates winning. He hates winning.
Winning's not important for
If
Johnny. It's all about having fun with Johnny.
Yeah.
As long as you're out there,
it's all about
vibing,
black socks and white shoes, guys. Come on.
So yeah, Steve Allen, he's number 3 for me as well. 3-time winner.
Yeah.
He's won the most out of anybody, I think. Any Aussie this year?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Grace Kim for me at 2. Yep. Absolutely flying. Obviously got her maiden win of a major at the Evian. She's just a lovely person. She's 23, Grace.
Yeah.
Got all the game as we saw. Got all the shots. Got the nuts to go down the stretch and pull some amazing skill out to do what she did. Obviously hold that amazing shot from the shit and went down the stretch in a playoff with Gina, who's now number 1 in the world, and took her down in a playoff in a major. Grace is definitely one to watch for the next 10, 15 years for Aussie golf fans. So number 2.
Take us away with number 1.
Yep.
We're all in agreement here.
And then Minji Lee is leading the Aussie charge. Now, number 5 in the world. She picked up the Annika Major Award again. Tied 13th at the Women's Open. Top 3 at the Evian. And obviously won the PGA and the US Open. She did well. She's setting the bar exceptionally high for Aussie golf. She's going to go down as one of Australian golf's all-time greats, which she's already up there now with, probably in the top 2 with Kari, especially in the quality fields that she's playing against now. In majors, beating Natalie Quarters and Ginu's and all that crew and Hannah and, Grace now. Like women's golf is so competitive at the top.
Yeah.
You can go to any tournament. You can pick 20 players to confidently say they're going to win this week. So Minji is definitely one of those and top of the chain for Aussie golf right now.
I like it.
Agree?
Yep. Happy.
Jeez, we agreed too much on that.
I mean, I don't know. We don't agree. We don't really agree on our whole list, but I agree with our top 3.
Yeah, but winning is overrated and
winning is overrated.
Lattes are free.
The one thing that I was interested was Q's list, how he had Steph Kyriakou and Jason Day so far apart, but their seasons almost look identical. Is that just because you expect more from Jason and you expect less from Steph?
No, I just think based on the quality of field they're playing every week, there's not a compromised field on the LPGA Tour.
True, that's fair.
There is compromised field PGA Tour now. So if Jason Day had a fully fledged PGA Tour field 5 years ago, would he be playing the FedEx Cup playoffs top 70 this week? Probably not with the results he's had.
No.
So I don't think the PGA Tour is batting as deep as what it once used to. So, and Steph being 24, based on current form, top 13th at the Open.
Yeah,
tied 13th at the Evian, and then a really good finish at the Open as well.
Like I know Jason Day also had like a bit of an injury thing, right? But
he's too busy filming with Russ.
Steph's out there playing every week. True. Jason Day is only picking and choosing the events that he wants to go and play to, and which we're all also like, that's totally fair. That's within the rules, right? But we're talking about like power rankings of Australians flying the Australian flag on the big stage. Give Steph.
I don't know. I mean, I think I disagree with what you're saying, Johnny, because I think he's had the same top 10s. But for what Q has said, you've definitely got me there. That's a great point.
That's what I just think. I think, based off the quality of field, and you can only play who you're playing against. You two need a kiss, but.
All right, hang on.
Anyway.
I'm going. We going?
Moving on.
Yeah. So you posted that little picture of the Happy Gilmore, no Happy Gilmores at my driving range.
Yeah,
and then it's Rick Shields actually posted it as well.
He's a friend of the pod. That's
yeah,
okay.
he is. Yes. So I had
best friends.
So anyway,
No, not best.
I was looking at some of the comments and people whinging. Why can't you do Happy Gilmores at the driving range? And
then they set a photo of you in your leg brace.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanna know what you boys think. Like, what makes a good driving range? Is it technology? Is it golf balls? Is it have beers on tap? What is it? What's your perfect driving range?
It depends what you're going there for.
Yeah.
Say someone
what do you need to cater for all versions of Q?
For someone like me, who I like to
slice it. Sorry. More room on the right.
God, I like it better when he has brace on.
The worst thing at Lonnie Links is on the right is the 10th hole, the 9th hole. So if I hit a slice, someone is dying. But I think like. There's two versions of Q. There's the Q who likes to get to golf early and hit a few balls. And I want a few targets out there. I want to be able to hit at, like I say, a little green, which Lonnie Links has a great, I know I'm pumping them up, they have a great range for your iron play. Like they've got like a 100-metre little green area where you can hit into. It is nice. Got a little chipping area. But yeah, with targets, I think for a pre-round is perfect. But if I'm going with mates or just want to go slap some balls at a driving range, down my way, Kerr Lewis, unbelievable.
Great.
You can get a burger, bowl of chips, a bucket,
and
a few beers, and just hit balls out with the TrackMan.
Yeah.
And have a bit of fun with it. You can try and chip it into things and hit the guy driving the buggy around. Like that's perfect for, I guess, the average person who just wants to go and enjoy the game. But if you're warming up, I think a bit quieter, off turf, pre-round, and a bit of target hitting for me.
I think it's got to be a good golf ball, like a consistent set of golf balls. Right?
What's the thing? If you could have maybe, I guess, two things at your driving range, what are the top two?
Balls.
Can I give
balls.
3?
So good balls, number one?
I want to give 3. Balls, mats.
Good mats?
Mats with tees, not ones you had to go and scurry and scavenge from others.
Yep.
And the third one is like what you said, the targets. I like it when there's like a little wooden board and obviously someone's gone and zapped out the targets as and when, like if it's more for a grass range as and when it moves, that's primo.
Yeah, I agree. I think the balls are really important. There's some ranges you go to, you get your token, you whack it in and they're just like...
There's no dimples.
They've been run over by the people mowing the lawn in the rough 10 times.
Have you been given work by Barrick Manchuna to implement for the range?
No, I was just actually, to be honest, I was just talking to my boss about
best ranges are the ones that let you hit Happy Gilmores.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't.
I do have a story about Barrick Manchuna driving range.
Okay, go.
I've got a friend who went there
and got coaches off a guy called Brad.
No, it was pretty much just I think it was a summer day as he described it.
Better be a good story or we're going to cut it.
Sorry?
Better be a good story. I'm cutting it out.
Editing these days.
We got an editor.
Me and Pete.
So it was summer. It was not busy at all, and the guy goes in.
That mustn't be our range.
Oh, okay.
We're always busy.
All right. Well, so it was in this situation. It wasn't busy, and there was a guy behind the counter, really, really short footy shots, wife beater on, hat on, and it's just like, hey man, can I help you? What's going on? And it's just like, yeah, I want a range bucket of balls. Empty, absolutely empty. Goes and empties, does his thing on the range, and comes back. And then the guy who was just sitting there scrolling his phone goes, hey man, you gonna bring your bucket back or what? Just not going to name names or who it is, but that's happened to Barrick Manchuna apparently.
Short shorts and a white beater on, you reckon?
6 Mars bar wrappers in the bin.
Oh, yeah.
No, have your boss listen to this one, Bradley.
That is true,
stock take, we're short on Marsies.
That's probably my boss, actually.
Do you have to bring the buckets back?
You do have to bring your bucket back.
Put the bucket back.
You can put the bucket.
You've got to.
Put the bucket back.
It's like going to eat at a restaurant, or maybe not a restaurant, but a fast food joint or something, and just leaving your rubbish all over the table. It's rude.
That keeps someone employed, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Do you bring the buckets back to the ball dispensing?
I know.
The balls. Yeah.
No, for us, because we've got the TrackMan and we've we get full a lot. Our buckets are actually numbered with matches the bay.
Okay.
So yes, bring your bucket back.
Yeah, bring your bucket back. Do the right thing. It's like trolley back at a supermarket. Just put it back.
True. Yeah, just be a decent person. That's it. So who's your mate?
I can't be named.
He's the bloke who did his knee hit and Happy Gilmore.
That is actually a true story, by the way. There's no bullshit in that. I was working that day.
Yeah.
He popped his knee out doing...
it actually happened?
Yeah, it actually happened. Oh. Doing a Happy Gilmore. I had to call the ambulance.
Wow.
Yep.
And there's a guy who...
It was about 2 weeks before I did my knee.
So how'd he do it? Oh, he's hitting Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
No. Anyway, let's move on, boys.
Yep, let's play.
Huge week. The Aussie Tour is back.
Yes.
They're heading over to Royal Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea for the PNG Open. It kicks off the 25-26 PGA Tour of Australasia season. Will Breuer's got it done last year. He gained himself a 2-year exemption on the Aussie Tour. We spoke to Will after his win last year, which sets these guys up. It's a great field this year heading over to PNG. It's one of those ones that a few guys don't go and play if you've got status and you don't need to. It's an expensive trip and it's a long wait in between tour events. So they play this week and then they've got another 5 weeks off. Two weeks off before they go to NT, and then a big break before they get up to over to Perth, which is at the start of September, I believe. They're heading over there for
October.
October.
Yeah,
you're right, for the WA PGA, and then they're heading to Kalgoorlie for that one, and then the 16th and the 19th they've got the WA Open. So it's a big wait. So get the competitive juices flowing. Really good field going up there this year, led by Harrison Crowe, who's the most recent winner on the Aussie Tour. He won at the National, of course. Nathan Barbiri, last year's Q-Skill winner, good friend of yours. We've got to get Barbs on the pod. I think he'd be a great yarn. And Jimmy Zhang from New Zealand, who won the Q-School for 25-26, will be heading up there as well to kick off his career on the Aussie Tour.
And Jimmy Conran, absolute flush. I'm expecting him to have a big year after winning at Heritage. He had a good chat to us after he won.
He did. He was good.
Question. Do you think
he's a bit lubricated?
Yeah. Do you think that these guys are going over there? Maybe if there's a player that does listen to this, maybe message us. But do you reckon it's got anything to do with the Australian Open, Australian PGA potential strong fields?
Absolutely.
Less spots.
Absolutely.
So I reckon it's smart move from a lot of them to go over there and improve their position on the rankings, because it's going to be an epic.
There's going to be some DP players who want to come and play it. Sure. DP co-sanctioned again, of course. The Aussie,
a Melbourne
Aussie
composite
majors.
course,
be so mint. Talking when we Anthony Quayle on the pod, he said this just feels like the biggest Australian Open in his lifetime.
True. Yeah, I agree.
The most recent winner of the career Grand Slam in McIlroy coming out, and he's just the tip of the iceberg. I imagine what's going to come under him. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Fleetwood or a Rose or someone follow him over here.
Oh, for sure.
To play it. We're going to have a great couple of weeks here in Australia to watch some really, really good golf, which I'm pumped about. But yeah, some amazing winners from last year on the Aussie Tour are going over to play in Papua New Guinea. Conran, Blake Proverbs, Jordan Dool, Ben Hinkle, Corey Crawford, Phoenix Campbell, Lockie Barker won this years ago. So there's a great crew going up there. Corey Lamb, Stubbsy, James Marcassani, Timmy Hart. They all had great back ends of the season. So really, really strong field. And I'm looking forward to just seeing what happens. It isn't televised this week, but we'll try and keep you all as updated as we can via our socials. So if you haven't subscribed, head over to Tee It Up Pod on Instagram and we'll do the daily updates and try and get as much information out as we can so that everyone knows what's going on, the first tour event for the Aussie season. There is a little cool caveat to this week. So there's a weekend women's inclusion for this first week over there. So 15 women are to compete over the weekend only. There's 9 WPGA Tour members, 6 local PNG amateur women, and they're playing in a 36-hole stroke play format, which is cool because, the WPGA doesn't start for another couple of months. And it's just a good integration for those girls to get some exposure to competition golf, and especially for the PNG amateurs as well. There's a few locals playing in the men's side of the draw. Yep. And I just think, as much as we can prop each other's tours up with the men and the women, women's golf's flying. So, you never know. We might find the next Minjee Lee playing in this event. It might be her start that she needs. So they're playing for 21,000 Australian and the men are playing for $225,000 prize pool. So it's a cool little introduction for them for this year. But yeah, bloody exciting. We'll keep you up to date as much as we can for the Aussie Tour. Will Brewers, if you haven't listened to the pod with Will, it was about this time last year, probably the same week this time last year. So you can scroll down on wherever you get your pods and have a listen to Will, who's up there defending in PNG, which will be cool for him. So yeah,
Pretty good.
pumped. PGA Tour.
Yes, so the BMW Championship at Caves Valley Golf Club in Owings Mills, Maryland. So we got a par 72, 7,542 yards. So this golf course actually hosted the event back in 2021, which saw Patrick Cantlay go head-to-head with Bryson DeChambeau in a 6-hole playoff.
This playoff just on the weekend reminded me a little bit.
It was
of
a
that.
good playoff.
Like, it was just good quality golf.
So they amassed the weird. It's gonna be interesting to see what the winning score is because they got to 27 under for the last time, but it was rain soaked. So yeah, it's sort of hard to tell. Played quite soft, so it's gonna be interesting to see what sort of scores they get. Maybe around the 20 number. I'm thinking this week. So Rory for me is one to watch. He finished 4th in this event back in 2021, and he's one of only a few players that have had like a decent result here. Like Cantlay won, Sunjay Im finished 3rd, Sam Burns finished 8th, and there's a lot of live players in the top 10 last time I was at this golf course. So yeah, Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy, 2 guys to watch for me this week.
Do you reckon Rory's checked out? Kind of like Minwoo.
He's going. I've told you what he's going to DP World Tour. He's done.
Yeah, mate. We know, but is he checked out? Like does he even care about the Tour Champs? Is he just like
he might just take this last cash grab and call it a day?
Oh,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he needs it.
No,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is an interesting one. I think he'll be fired up for. He could almost in his own brain be using this as a tune-up for the European.
The Aussie Open.
Yeah, maybe the Aussie Open, but the back 9 because he's playing a lot of events in a row over on the DP World Tour. But that just shows where his head's at. Like he's playing Oz Open, he's playing India, he's playing the couple of ones in the Middle East. I think he's playing the BMW at Wentworth. He's playing all those events, Irish Open, and then he's skipping a playoff event. There's only 3 playoff events in America.
there's only the only true career Grand Slam he completes like the FedEx Cup, the race to Dubai, and the Australian Open. So watch for that.
He's done that. He's done that already.
Triple crown right now.
He's done it already.
He's done it already.
Yeah. Oh no, in the same year,
Oh,
same calendar
same-
year.
oh,
in the
same
same
calendar
calendar.
year.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that would
Yeah,
actually
there you
be
go.
big.
That'll be
Oh,
big. That'll
yeah.
be big.
He probably has done that actually already as well.
Yeah, no, yes.
Oh, I love Rory. I can't
So it'll be
wait
good.
to-
No, as I said, I think I definitely did watch the playoff this morning, and it was unbelievable.
Did you watch it this morning or
did.
once you woke up at about 11:30?
No, I was up early. I'd had to
still
go.
Get
Good
up
morning.
early, do your work, and stop having
Oh, here we
opinions
go.
off other people's opinions, Brad.
I know exactly.
Simple.
Right. That's
Love
you.
it.
You get, at least you get up early. That's good.
I don't have a choice. She just starts crying and I don't know what to do.
All right, Danish Golf Championship.
Danish Golf Championship, last leg of the closing swing. New venue this year, Fuderso Golf Club in Copenhagen. Par 71,
beautiful.
6,400 meters.
Copenhagen.
Largest golf club in all of Denmark, 1,800 members. So try getting a tee time on that. Actually, but it's 27 holes here. But
Cash is king, eh?
Cash is king. Defending champion, Frederic Lacroix. Can he do it again? Last year, he chased down a 4-shot lead and ended up winning by 4 as well. So it's like he shot a last round 65. Massively huge. Good fielding, actually. The Hoy boys, the Højgaard twins. Twins brothers. Twins, right? Yeah, twins. There you go.
Identical twins.
Yes. Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, Nicholas Norgard, Francesco Molinari, they're all in. Aussies, Elvis Miles, your best mate, David Micheluzzi, Scriv,
Ex-best
Kazum,
mate.
ex-best mate, apologies.
Just he come over to my house the night before he left.
What do you need?
Just wanted to spend some time. He rubbed my belly. I'm like a golf Buddha.
It's clearly worked.
And it worked straight away.
T10,
He
get
came over
him
and said,
on a plane.
I said, I haven't played well. I haven't seen you for a while. I need to come and rub your belly. And that's what happened.
Scriv, Kazuma, Daniel Gello, Danny Liz, Brett Coletta, they can all come over and rub Brad's belly if they need to.
Makes me want to spill myself.
I'd probably let them all rub my belly.
Oh, I want to see Dave rub your belly.
Hey, we can put that on AI.
Oh, no, we don't use AI on this podcast. Huge week on Live Golf for the final individual rounds for the year before they hit the team championships next week. The main event is Joaquim Niemann versus John Rahm for the title. Very, very excited for this one, boys. It's going to be box office to see these two heavyweights in the world of golf go head-to-head. Both captains of their respective teams. Waco has a lead of 12.27 points over John Rahm, and it's, I'll explain what needs to happen for John to win, and I'll explain what needs to happen for Joaquim not to win. So they're the only two players who are a mathematical chance.
Is that the same thing?
Just let me finish, Bradley. Neiman has 208.43 points after his tie for 17th at Live Chicago. Rahm has 196.16 points, closing the gap which was needed, and he finished in that playoff to Dean Burmester. No other player can break into the top 2, so they've finished 1s and 2. Bryson's at 140 points. He's going to try and hold on to 3rd place because that's the bonus paying position as well. The top 3 get a bonus paid out, which will be very nice if the Saudis are paying out bonuses. They've had a lot of money, BDOS. I see you very happy over there. Maybe we can get a job with them. But it's reminiscent of last year's regular season finale with 2 players battled head to head. Rahm won both tournament and the championship last year. But for Rahm to have any chance of overtaking Neiman, he would need to finish in at least 7th place. And Neiman can clinch the title with at least a 2nd place finish, no matter if Rahm wins the tournament. So does that make sense, boys?
Yes, just.
Thank God, because that's about my 4th take.
So Rahm can finish 7th, and then Neiman has to miss points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if Neiman scores points.
So and if
Rahm's
Neiman
gotta
finishes
finish
in a tie for 2nd, did you say? No matter what Rahm does, he wins.
Yeah, correct. Cool. Exactly right. So very exciting there. They're playing in Indianapolis, like I mentioned before, at the Chatham Hills Golf Club in Westfield, Indiana. It's a very tricky golf course. It's
Pete Dye design.
Pete Dye designed.
Yeah.
How did you know?
God, do the homework.
You do research too, but there's some really subtle breaks in this golf course, some tough slopes and a lot of water hazards. The 18 hole is dramatic. I'd love to see a playoff at this golf course down 18. They call it the Watery Jaws. So quite water line down the right.
Must be some water there.
A little bit, Johnny, and I'm sure that you and I would find it no matter how
we hit it straight. We hit it straight, mate.
But yeah, so it's very interesting. Obviously, the final teams events will be next week. Legion 13 are leading the charge, still on the points list. But that wraps up the Live Golf season. Obviously, there's a lot what we spoke about earlier in the pod with the drop zone and all that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Neiman has only he only wins or he comes 12th and lower. So that's just an interesting thing. Just based on his results.
He's
like wins or nothing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I know.
And even when he comes down the bottom, he seems to have a horrendous round at the start or something, and then he just flies up.
10 over and just
crazy.
Well, Neiman does well at Pete Dye courses. Just looking at his record, Rahm does all right as well there. So it could be sort of let's just straight shootout. Let's just hope.
Like it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. But you know what I'd also love to see is Neiman win for a 6th time and just absolutely dominate Live Golf this year. And go on next year to have the year we all want him to have in majors and sort of assert himself as a top 10, top 5 player in the world, which I think he is on his day. He's no mug winning in these fields. But in terms of the Aussies, so Leash and Hervey are at 10th and 11th in the Live Golf standings. Hervey was as early as 3rd earlier in the year, but has dropped right off. So those boys have had a great season so far. Cam Smith, according to Johnny, has carried the team. He's in 17th, which is good for him. And then our boy... Where is he? He's in 40th. Jonesy is in 40th. So he's quite safe. I think they'll go with him again for next year. I reckon it'll nearly be up to Jonesy what he wants to do, but he's stuck in the open zone. So that's players number 25 through to 48th and then 49 and below are in the drop zone. So like we spoke about, Micha Pereira needs points this week to get himself out of that back into the open zone so that it makes a really easy decision for his best mate, Joaquin, to go, no, you can stay on the team. But Andy Ogletree, like you mentioned, Falters in the drop zone. AK's in there, and then all the guys who've sort of just filled in throughout the year who haven't got any points.
How good would it be if Anthony Kim just randomly come in the top couple?
Love him to just get 20 points.
Imagine if he just wins out of nowhere. That'd be so random.
My
so
bold
good.
prediction for the year was AK to win, and it is my last chance for the year. A bit like Spiethy for you.
Yeah, what was that for him to win, was it?
Well, he was your boy.
He was.
Yeah.
He's out now.
He's
Now, speaking of tips and boys and this and that, I thought we need to be accountable. We need to be accountable on this podcast, and it's a great week to start this, but I'm going to make sure that we keep our tips from the previous week.
It's a great week. John Rahm to win. He's finishing a playoff.
Exactly. So, John Rahm to win, that was Q's.
Yeah,
he lost in the playoffs, so pretty good. I went Patrick Cantlay top 5. I think he finished about 8th or 9th, so not too bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
We both just missed.
Well, he technically won in regulation.
Oh,
John
shut
did.
up.
He just lost
we
in the
both
playoff.
missed. Cowley went with Shawfley to win. I don't think he was anywhere near it, so that's a butt mail.
Hell, he didn't have Justin Rose in the Ryder Cup team. Went with Benji.
One of the biggest butt mails was Johnny went with Alex Noren to come top 10.
What did he finish?
And I've looked at Sweden.
hates winning, though. He hates
played
winning.
over in Sweden in a club comp, and he might have had 40 points off +7. So does that count, Johnny, or what? 'Cause
It
he
would
was-
have been history making for
counts.
someone to jump into the top 10, not even playing the tournament.
Exactly right, Johnny. It's a bad,
I was
it's a bad
banking
start.
on Rory
He
missing.
has early starts at the cafe.
I was
Give him a
banking on
spell.
Rory missing, but then with the FedEx, they said no substitution. So that's
So, it's a bad-
that's on me. That's a
that's a
mea
bad
culpa.
start
But
with
I take it.
keeping-
I take it.
keeping tabs because I said we give out a lot of tips and this and that. We've got to give out some
Keep people accountable.
give out some claps and give out some abuse.
We don't miss too often. We're
not
actually
financial advice.
between
That's
the
why we
four of
gotta-
us. We normally go pretty
Let's
good.
build us up or let's knock us down. Let's see how our tips go. Now, speaking of this week's
your
tips,
tips.
I'll go first because I can't see yours on the run sheet just yet. I like Taylor Pendrith for a top 10 on the BMW Championship. I think that driving and putting are two of the important stats, and that is what he does. He's hit the rest. His iron
Drives and
game,
putts.
drives and putts. His irons and sort of wedge game, all that other stuff. His stats don't stack up too well, but he's a bomber of the golf ball. Really good in strokes gained off the tee, and he's also really good with his strokes gained putting. So Taylor Pendrith for me to finish inside the top 10.
I think Scotty Scheffler's going to win the next two individual. I think he's going to win the BMW, and then he's going to go on and win the following week as well. He's just done amazing things this season. His last sort of 7 starts with the Memorial with a win. We can go right back, I guess, to the US PGA when he got the win, and then the Charles Schwab 4th. Then he won the Memorial, then 7th at the US Open, 6th at the Travelers, 8th at the Scottish. He won the Open, obviously, and then tied 3rd at the FedEx on the weekend. I think he's just going to really stamp his authority and go bang this week. He's putting it beautifully, hitting it better than anyone, and still finished the year off, going a long break. We won't see Scotty Scheffler till the start of 2020, or obviously the
Until
Ryder
the
Cup.
Australian
but
Open.
hopefully, mate, imagine that. Rory and Scotty, oh my God, I'd be naked at
But
the
I'm happy. I think if you just said for him to win this week, that's not really. But for him to win 2, that's
back to
bold.
back, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
I've got Henrik Stenson to go into the drop zone for this. That's my prediction.
Ooh.
He's currently sitting on 5.52 points, Mito 5.1, Andy Ogletree, the boy we just absolutely slandered before, 4.93. So if Henrik doesn't score and one of Mito or Andy finishes 24th or better, Henrik drops down.
Does that put all the Majestics in the
No,
top 10?
Lee Westwood is 7.2, so technically he's got a lot of people safe. He's got a big buffer. Sam Horsfield is the best. He's the only non-captain on a 4-man team. He's 39th with 19.8 points. So I've got Henrik. Sorry, mate, but that's my call.
Love it. The LPGA Tour heads this week too to Portland, boys. So we've got some girls pegging it up this week, which I'll just quickly run through because we need to give these girls more kudos. And Karis Davidson is playing this week. She's had a pretty good year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Karis, I was thinking about chucking her in my top 10, but 15 doesn't go into 10 bead, which sitting there listening to this is true. And Hannah Green's pegging it up this week, trying to find a bit of form. I'm thinking normally I think it might be one she would miss, but Gabby Ruffles, Grace Kim, all the usual suspects are pegging it up here in Naveed. So good luck to the girls as well over there at the Portland Classic, which is a staple on the LPGA Tour. And last year Moira Jutanguran got it done. So go the girls.
Go girls.
Huge week.
It's a good pod.
Great pod. Good to see you back on your feet, Bradley.
Thanks, Q.
See you next time.